The 21st century business landscape is characterized by disruption. New ideas and new technologies, often introduced by small, agile startups, are continually arriving on the scene, displacing traditional solutions and challenging established companies by creating new markets for goods or services which did not exist before.
When you look at the pace of disruption, we've actually never experienced this in the history of any of our economies. The average lifespan of companies used to be about 67 years old. Now the average lifespan for the S&P 500 is looking to be 15 years.
Smartphones have been the biggest game changer. Introduced in the late 1990s, their functionality has increased at a massive rate. As well as being able to check email, use social media, and surf the net, consumers can now do many other things using just one device. Listen to music, watch videos, manage their money, find their way, and take photos. The impact on the consumer camera market alone has been huge. In 2010, 121 million cameras were made, but by 2016, this had fallen to 23 million. The strategy of one camera manufacturer, Nikon, has been to reposition itself by focusing on high-end cameras and lenses, rather than competing with smartphones in the compact camera market. The music industry has been transformed by disruptive technologies.
No part of media has been more fragmented and dislocated and changed more than the music industry over the last 5 to 10 years.
10 years ago, vinyl records had already been supplanted by CDs. But then streaming arrived on the scene, and peer-to-peer file-sharing platforms like Napster threatened the physical model of music distribution. Not only were records and CDs no longer necessary for playing music, but these platforms also offered a huge catalogue of music for free. The music industry responded swiftly by embracing the potential of digital music distribution, counting on the fact that consumers would be willing to pay for music. It worked. Now, with companies like Spotify, consumers can pay a monthly fee for access to millions of music tracks.
The music industry has experienced growth the last few years, mostly because of streaming services. We really have become a streaming industry in everything but name.
In the transport sector, companies which launched 10 years ago or less are disrupting patterns of car ownership and threatening traditional taxi companies.
More and more people are moving to a world where they are living car-free and they need access to mobility services. These companies like Uber and Lyft are, changing how consumers use and consume transportation. That's actually creating a whole new market.
Long-established car manufacturers like BMW and Volkswagen are responding by embracing the disruptive model and launching their own car-sharing services. BMW Service, for example, enables drivers in many cities to use an app to locate and hire a nearby car, which can be returned to any of the dedicated parking areas within the city. Airlines too have faced major disruption. Low-cost airlines have not only seized a huge slice of the market with their no-frills offer, but they have also created an entirely new market for short-haul air travel. Ryanair, which launched in 1984, is now Europe's largest carrier. The legacy airlines have responded by cutting and unbundling fares, charging for add-ons like luggage and meals. Some have even launched their own low-cost carriers, like Lufthansa, with Eurowings. But the low-cost carriers are also taking their disruptive business model into the business traveller sector, traditionally a mainstay of the old established airlines.
Increasingly in the last 12 months, we've moved into the business market with our Business Plus service, flexible tickets for business people. The move into primary airports means more and more people are abandoning the high-fare European legacy carriers and switching to Ryanair.
And budget airlines are also applying the low-cost model to the long-haul market. Norwegian Airlines began operating flights between Europe and the USA in 2009. Apart from the fare, everything else from blankets to in-flight entertainment and meals is an additional cost. But as the pace of change increases, what are the strategies that long-established companies can adopt to enable them to turn the threat of disruption into an opportunity?
companies that have been around for a very long time have to do one of four things. They either have to acquire a disruptor to inject that into their system, have a venture fund that invests in the disruptor so they can actually participate in it, build a parallel organization, or rewire their culture, which is the hardest thing to do.
But ultimately, no business is safe. Disruption might be just around the corner, and it's something no one can predict.